Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Stocks free edition for March 23rd, 2016. It's about 3:50 p.m. Want to get this out early. Obviously, today we had a terrible news out of Brussels with a terrorist act there. Just so you know, the way the market acted today is what happens when you get a lot of shorts already betting on the market going down. Yeah, the ES is only down 2. They did get to where they were up for the day. At one time, they were down probably about 12 points. Yeah, the NASDAQ up 11. At one time, it was down about 30. So what are the, and just so you know, the bonds only up 1, gold only up 380, and crude oil actually down. So it's an incredibly muted response. Now, the thing is, you need to know in here, what was the weakest index? The transports, and they should be, because everybody gets nervous about traveling. So this is what I saw today, just so you know. Number one, you might wonder, why aren't bonds way up? Why isn't gold way up? And that's because of the things I've been warning on the Simpler Stocks premium side that we've been showing on Finviz. So let me show you this real quick, that when you go to Finviz, and I'm not even logged in here, as you can see, this is the free part, so you got to get all these ads in here. Sorry about Hertz and all that. So basically what you do is you go to the future side and you look up the bonds here. And what I want you to see is usually the commercial hedgers are right in certain products. They work great with bonds and with gold. As you see, they're the most short they've been in 2 years. The whole idea in that is you can't just short because you see the commitment of traders short, but what it means is you don't buy pops. You short rallies, you don't buy rallies. That's the whole point when they're that short. So that's all I wanted to show you in there. Look at gold on here, same thing. Check out gold on a daily chart, and like I said, I like to have 3 reasons to do something, but the whole point is when the commitment of traders is this short, it lets me avoid getting caught up in all the emotion this morning and getting myself caught long. As you see, every time the commercial traders are massively short, gold, every rally is sold. So I just wanted to show you why the gold and bonds didn't really go up. Now, what do I think of the overall market? Pretty interesting in here because they're starting to show some cracks in here. Now, the only big negative with the market is everybody, like on Simpler Options chat, was bearish. Now, a lot of times when everybody leans one way, it has a habit of wearing you down. And that's exactly what happens when the market gets up to a resistance zone. It has fits and starts up and down, wears out the bulls, wears out the bears. And what happens here is you start developing this, a coil. So you start to get the bear wedge. A bear wedge is when you can connect these in that way on somewhat negative divergence. I'm not saying perfect, but what happens when you coil? You get a squeeze, and that's exactly what we're getting right here is a squeeze. The whole key on anything like this is you short the break. You don't short up here anticipating. But what I've seen a lot of times in here, you get a break under here, then you get oversold, and then you consolidate. Let me show you, for instance, what I mean on here. Here's Priceline in here. I pressed the wrong button. Exactly what we're talking about on the overall market. A break. Now it's oversold. In fact, let me put this on a scale so you can see it even better. Now I'm going to make this bigger, I hope. Basically in here, you have the break under the moving average. You have the oversold condition. So it's now the quality of how it works off that oversold condition that matters on whether this is the end of the rally in Priceline. What's amazing in this is I showed this on Simpler Stocks a long time ago after the earnings, that this measuring gap implied around 1350. I can't believe it went exactly to 1350. But as you see in here, this is where charting is an art on the right, not a science. Because do you draw it like this? Or do you draw it like in here somewhere? Now, to me, I think the more times you can connect the dots, the more important. To me, it's right where it is now. And if it breaks there after it works off this oversold condition, this could go easily down 100 points. So it's definitely a short-term chart could trigger a long-term kind of problem. So that's one I'm definitely watching here. What do I think of the overall market? Like I said, it's a frustrating time, but I want to show you a couple of trend lines I'm watching like a hawk. This one on a 78. Look at the NASDAQ. Look at a 78. Same thing. This level. And the worst part, if it goes down another 30 points, everybody's going to say, well, that's it. I missed a short. You got to understand the NASDAQ is rallying from 3,900 to 4,426. The whole idea in that is it could go, once the direction is known, it can go a lot lower. And that's why you don't short yet. You wait for the cracks and you wait for your opportunity. A couple of stocks that I've actually posted on the Simpler Stocks Premium side already today are things like this. I posted Priceline, posted Caterpillar. You can't tell a lot in here yet. I'm still watching this trend line right here. Very important. Look at the negative divergence. Look at the trend line developing. Like I said, these are developing patterns. It doesn't mean you have to jump in and get short right now. But as you see, even on a 15, you can see what's the writing on the wall, what's developing. If this breaks on a 15, then watch on a 78 what happens. It might then break this. So those are patterns I'm going to be watching like a hawk. Another one I watched in here, and this was on the Simpler Stocks Premium side, and I'm going to mention it today, was Tesla. Somebody came out with a negative report late this afternoon that sort of had the stock take a little bit of a dive. But like we mentioned, it went to fill this gap. I've been mentioning that gap now for weeks. The other thing we did is when Citron published their negative report on Tesla, it was down here at 183. Then you had the gap from some positive analyst report at 210. That's 27 points, which projects to 238. Why do I mention that? Because when negative news comes out after something has reached its projection, it's more likely to work. Now look at this on a 15-minute. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. And this is right out of my day trading class from last week. See the first cross? You can't short it. And I mentioned this actually on Simpler Stocks and Simpler Options. Because it gets to support, it's oversold. It's the quality of the rally from the oversold that matters. And as you see, it came here to just kiss the ATR stop, trailing stop from underneath, and then rolled over. It was a better short here, a little lower than back here because the direction is known. So like you know, we have a $7 trial for 30 days. This is the kind of stuff we go over on the Simpler Stocks Premium chat before the opening. We have an hour of a live chat before the opening where I'm on for an hour. We also have the forum where we do a give and take all day. And then I post charts usually at night and first thing in the morning on the forum. I also sometimes, if I see unusual option activity, I'll post that as well. Other couple of things coming up, just some bookkeeping here you should know about. So one of them is John Carter having tonight a free webinar on my trading toolbox, talking about different demonstrate what tools he uses to capitalize on different market environments. It's today from 3:30 p.m. Central to 5:30 Central. It's a free webinar. You should sign up for it. It's a great idea. Anytime you can hear JC talk about things for free, you should jump all over it. Other webinar coming up in here is this one. Bruce going on option trading made simple, talking about when trades go wrong and how to work around them. Free webinar. This is Wednesday, March 23rd. Great idea that you should go and jump on that as well. So everybody have a great night. I will be with you tomorrow. Take care.